It's the next episode of Theme Park Bucket List, and we're riding a parade float today.
Let's throw some beads! Hey there, man fam. We're here at Universal Orlando, which is celebrating Mardi Gras from now until the beginning of April.
It's on my theme park bucket list to be in a parade. Not all of us have been before. So today we are doing the Float and Dine experience. This is an add-on experience that anybody can book that's part dinner, part parade float riding, bead throwing. Let's get to it. I'm so excited.
Gonna throw some beads.
I'm gonna throw so many beads. Like Alan said, Universal Orlando has their annual Mardi Gras festivities going on right now. Mardi Gras is one of my favorite times of year here. It is such a fun festival. We've done a full Mardi Gras video already with some of the best eats at the different booths around the festival, as well as watching the parade from the ground. But today I am so excited to do the bead throwing experience. Now, anyone with a park ticket inside of Universal Studios Florida can throw beads. You do not have to book this special dining package to do so. You can simply sign up in the app. There's a virtual queue. The spots do fill up quickly, so I'd recommend getting here early and booking your spot as soon as you can. If you cannot get a spot, then you can keep checking back throughout the day. However, if you would like to guarantee that you get to throw beads and be a part of the Mardi Gras parade, you can book the Float and Dine experience, which is brand new this year. When we booked the package, it was $64.99 per person. However, it has gone up to $84.99 per person. And if you're an annual pass holder who wants a discount, you can do so by calling to book the experience. When you book the experience, you get to choose from either Finnegan's, the Irish pub inside, Lombard's, a sit-down seafood restaurant inside the park, NBC Sports Grill out here in City Walk, or where we're headed shortly, Cowfish on City Walk. So we're headed to pick up our tickets from Will Call, and then it's on to Cowfish for part one.
First up on our Float and Dine experience is to dine. And we're going to Cowfish, which has their signature burgers, sushi, and a great combination of both of those called burgushi, and is one of my favorite locations here in City Walk. Now, Cowfish is a very busy and popular location, so I do recommend getting a reservation so that you can dine here if it's on your list. And that way you can enjoy the delightful food fusion. The menu here at Cowfish is a wide variety of both sushi and burgers and their signature burgushi. For the appetizers, you have some dips and some interesting things like the tuna avocado tini, blackened tuna nachos, which look amazing to me, as well as their classic, and what I know Molly loves, the crab rangoon dip. And if you think we're gonna walk out here without that this time around, you're crazy, because we are. They also have some salads like the Chinese chicken salad. They have some classic sushi rolls like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, or a vegetarian roll for those of you who would like that, as well as some specialty rolls like you'd find on most sushi menus, and that's specially named rolls to the location, like the Flamin' Salmon roll, Mark's roll. I don't know who Mark is, but I'd like to thank him because that roll is tasty. The King's roll, Jen's Fresh Find. Then you move into sushi combos, which is a variety of selections of sushi gathered together in a combination. Then their famous burgers like the jalapeno popper showstopper. I gotta say, Cowfish is nailing it with these names. I'm a fan. Then you have things like the Black and Brie, the Big Squeal, which has pulled pork on the burger, chicken bacon avocado burger. Then you get some bento boxes, the burgushi roll, and pickups. Now these are the fusion rolls of a burger and sushi. All these are gonna be sort of ground beef or pork, things that are not necessarily the raw fish you come to expect in a lot of sushi, that have been wrapped and prepared as you would have sushi prepared, instead of in the wrapped roll variety. Things like Doug's Filet Roll or the Primetime Filet and Lobster. And then you have Cowfish's signature burgushi, which is a combination of two of my favorite foods, burgers and sushi. Things like the Bison Burgushi, Doug's Filet Roll, the Taste Explosion Roll. All of these feature ground beef or pulled pork wrapped and prepared as you'd normally find a sushi roll prepared, and they are delicious. I know it might look off-putting, but trust me, you have to try these if you come here.
As a note, make sure prior to going whichever restaurant you go to the front of the parks of the Will Call kiosks to pick up your tickets. They have the Will Call kiosks at both Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida, also at Volcano Bay if you happen to be over there. You're gonna need the credit card you use to make the purchase as well as your confirmation number from your email. This is how you're gonna pay at the restaurant. This is a prepaid experience, so when your server gives you the bill, you're gonna use these. Also, when you check in at the restaurant, they're gonna give you these lanyards. Make sure you keep track of these as well because they have your call time with what time to be at the parade check-in. So Really excited, not only to eat cowfish, but also to make my dream of riding in a parade float come true. I hope we get a good float.
Included in the float, ride, and dine experience here at Cowfish, you will receive 1 appetizer, 1 entree, a dessert, and then a refillable non-alcoholic beverage of your choice. It should be noted here at Cowfish they have Coke products, so do with that information what you will. Molly is enjoying a Diet Coke.
Put in our order, so excited to eat so much food, and notice that there is a drawing here of Kong versus Godzilla on the wall, and now we're engaged in a deep research dive to find out if Godzilla is a dinosaur, a dragon, or just a lizard. Alan, what have you found out?
I have found out so much about Godzilla.
I've never seen a Godzilla movie.
Godzilla, an amateur's guide to Godzilla. Perfect.
We are amateurs in the Godzilla.
Godzilla is a fictional, tell that to Japan. Godzilla is a fictional dinosaur-like monster that has atomic breath. It looks a bit like a Tyrannosaurus Rex in that it has tiny arms. It feels like profiling. And its back is lined with armored plates like a Stegosaurus. They look like big, bony maple leaves.
So it's a lizard.
Godzilla is a mutated, unique species of dinosaur called Godzillasaurus.
Apps are here, and as Alan suggested, I went for the crab rangoon dip. It's a creamy crab rangoon dip, so you're gonna have your cream cheese and your crab in here. It's topped with a Parmesan panko crust, and then it's served with wonton crisps that are drizzled with a sweet chili sauce and some chives. And this is crab with a C, friends. This is not crab with a K.
And I picked up the crispy Brussels. These are flash-fried Brussels sprouts coated in wasabi yuzu vinaigrette on a bed of rice noodles and topped with bonito flakes and sesame seeds, served with a jalapeno citrus aioli dipping sauce. Because we're healthy.
I want to get a good chip. There you go. It is so good. Crab rangoons are the reason that I order Chinese food. I will literally order like 3 orders of crab rangoon and lo mein noodles, and that's all I want. It's creamy, it's cheesy, it's got big chunks of crab in there as well. It's got a little bit of meat because of the glaze, but it's balanced out by the sweetness. I love that it's served with the wonton chips because they're a little bit lighter, crunchy. This is literally one of my favorite foods, not only here at Cowfish, but in Universal, A+.
Get everything, a little bit of a dunk, then a dip. Oh, wow. Crispy Brussels, nothing bitter there at all. Just a slight earthy taste. Crispy on the exterior, but still very cooked through on the center. You can taste the yuzu vinaigrette that coats it. It's very, very acidic. And then once you cut that with your dipping sauce, which is nice and creamy, with just the smallest amount of spice. Truly the smallest amount of spice. Yeah, these are delicious.
Entrees have arrived, and I decided to move from my normal, which is usually to get a burger at this point, but I decided to get one of the bento boxes. This is the Fusion Specialty Bento Box. So it comes with a mini burger. It's just a classic cheeseburger. It comes with American cheese, but I asked her to swap in the jalapeno cream cheese that comes on my favorite burger, the jalapeno popper showstopper. So you've got some onion on there as well. Sides include sweet potato fries, a little Thai cucumber salad, and edamame. And then you get your choice of either 3 pieces of mixed nigiri or 4 pieces of one of the specialty fusion rolls. And you can choose from the Marks, the Firecracker, or the Boss. I went for the Marks roll because I know this is one of Alan's favorites. It's got fresh tuna, jalapeno, cream cheese, caudy, and scallions, and it's coated with panko and flash fried, and then topped with Japanese mayo and sriracha, and then it's got a ponzu dipping sauce right here, as well as your ginger and wasabi. Their burgers are always cooked really well here. I will say I wasn't asked how I wanted the mini burger cooked. Normally you would get it cooked to order, but it's nice and juicy. I love this jalapeno cream cheese. It actually has some heat, so if you like spice, give it a whirl. But it's just a really simple little slider. And now I'm going to attempt to use chopsticks. Give me a second. And eat the sushi. I don't know why you do this, but I always see people doing it when they're eating sushi, so. Just a white woman using chopsticks. She's not very good at it, but she tries. The Mark's roll is quite good. One thing I don't love about sushi, this is probably shocking considering how big of bites I normally take. I don't always love when sushi is really big and you have to eat the whole thing at once, otherwise it'll like fall apart or you won't get the right flavor. Those are big bites of sushi. I'm not as adventurous with sushi as Alan is. I don't always love the raw fish, but the tuna is actually quite good. It's got a little bit of heat from that jalapeno in there, as well as the spicy mayo, a little crispness on the outside from it being panko fried. That is a very good and a very fun sushi roll. And then you've got your basic sides here. Very excited about some sweet potato fries and the cucumber salad. So if you can't decide burger or sushi, this is one way to do it.
And this is the other way to eat sushi and a burger together. It's called burgushi. This one in particular is the all-American double cheese burgushi. It is seasoned premium black Angus beef, yellow cheddar cheese, white cheddar cheese, and applewood smoked bacon wrapped in soy paper, and potato strings, and then flash fried. It is then topped with dill pickle, red onion, Roma tomato, and served over Cowfish sauce, which is their house-made sauce, then topped with ketchup and mustard. I'm thrilled. So it tastes just like you'd expect a cheeseburger to taste, and a very good cheeseburger at that. The Cowfish sauce is equivalent to a Thousand Island, but a little bit zingier. It feels like there's a little bit more vinegar and zest to it. I think the biggest thing to me is it is an interesting textural contrast to that fried potato string and bacon on the exterior. Then you have rice and the ground beef on the interior. If you are a texture-sensitive person, this might be a stretch for you because you're going from a crunch to something that is very, very soft and light. So just be aware of that. But in terms of flavor, it's just like a burger.
And in case you weren't full enough already, dessert is included. So we went for some of the Cowfish's signature milkshakes. Our server was kind enough to put them in plastic cups so we can take them with us since I am quite full right now and we've got to go check in for the parade. Alan went for the classic Oreo milkshake. I was drawn to this one, and it's a vanilla milkshake. It's got caramel and marshmallow, Reese's cups, and literally popcorn on top of the milkshake. I had to try it. Well, that's delicious. I don't think there's popcorn actually in the milkshake, so it just tastes like a peanut butter milkshake. I don't really taste much of the marshmallow. I mostly just taste the Reese's and the vanilla. It's kind of fun to add a little salty to the mix, so I'm not a huge dessert person. I would usually rather get dessert inside the park, but this is actually quite good and it's included, so.
Huh. That's just some darn good cookies and cream milkshake. And here's how you know it's good. Actual chunks of Oreo. And also, it's not so thick that you can't get it through a straw, which is a big plus. All in all, that was a pretty darn good value.
That was a great meal. I love Cowfish. My belly is full now. Of course, the undisputed milkshake king in City Walk is Twosome, but this is a good milkshake, even if it wasn't something I would order without doing this experience. Now, I added up all of our food and it was about $98. The price of the experience right now is $85 per person. So we didn't quite get our money's worth, I would say, or we didn't quite earn our money back, but you're also paying for the experience. I also did the math, picking the most expensive things you could get, and the most expensive one person can do is about $70. So you can get almost all the way there.
Pretty close.
Also note that gratuity is included, 18% is included. However, if you'd like to tip your servers a little bit more, they can ring you up for like a drink if you wanted to get something alcoholic, or our server rang us up for a penny and then we tipped her extra because she was great, and I think 18% is not enough.
We are headed to check in now at Animal Actors on Location, which is backed by the ET ride. 2 additional notes about this experience. 1, you must be 48 inches tall to ride the floats and throw these beads. Also, if you are under the age of 18, you will need to have an adult present to engage in this experience as well. And 2, a purchase of this experience does not include a theme park day. It is not a ticket to get entry into the park. You must still have an entry into this theme park in order to participate. This is just an extra fee for an additional experience on top of your normal theme park day. Don't we look incredible?
I think ravishing. Like,
Yeah.
this is a good color for me.
Uh-huh.
It's green. It's Slytherin color.
Oh. Yeah, that was a good color. Let's talk about that check-in process.
Smooth. Smooth as silk. The cast members get it because we're wearing silk.
Yeah, I get it.
The team members have this down to a science. If you are checking in from virtual queue versus checking in from the Dine float, there's 2 different queues. They'll tell you which one to go into. You do have to sign a waiver or sign a waiver for your kids if they are joining you. After we signed a waiver, we were then assigned a float, and then we got our sweet outfits.
Our smocks.
They keep calling them tabers?
Tabard?
Tabards?
Tabards. Typically, they would be signed with a guild insignia.
It is. We are on the goddess float. Very excited, so it has a crown on it.
We look great.
Are we like knights right now?
I didn't go through a formal ceremony, but I like to think that I am.
Would you like me to knight you?
With what power? Okay. After you pick up your tabard and sign your waiver, you can actually exit the check-in location and go to the bathroom or grab a beverage if you would like, but there is a strict call time when you must return. So make sure you don't go too far and get back there on time. So, do you want to get something to eat or?
Are you hungry?
No.
Okay, I'm so full. I could not eat another bite. I did think about getting a beer, and then I thought, what if I have to go to the bathroom on the float? The idea of that is too stressful to me, so I'm gonna hold off until we're done with the parade to consume anything else.
Let me tell you, there's not many worse places to have to pee than when you're on a parade float locked in.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to risk that.
It's not good. It's not good.
All right, we're back in the stadium. We're sitting at the Animal Actors on Location Stadium by color, and we're just getting ready for our next instructions. Now, Alan, I don't know the official rules
Of bead throwing?
of bead throwing, but I'm going to assume you're not supposed to throw it as hard as you can.
It's kind of a bummer, but yeah, probably shouldn't do that.
I know you've got quite the cannon from your sports days.
From the old sports days.
And just, you look kind of strong. So I just want to remind you that you can't throw the beads as hard as you can at people's faces.
I can't just do like a frisbee.
Not
death wheel
dodgeball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a bead.
You can dodge, yeah, it's not dodgeball. So that's what we're going to remember right now.
I'll throw with my left hand. Which is not
a
as
handicap.
Hard. Yeah.
What I'm worried about is that I think I'm going to have to ration my own beads. And
you think you're going to prematurely unload all of your beads?
Yeah, I think I'm going to either throw too many at the beginning or throw too few, and then at the end I'm just going to be throwing out full handfuls.
I think it's fair that you recognized it. Thankfully, though, it seems we will be receiving a seminar on how best to throw beads, how not to throw beads, the velocity with which to throw, how much spin one should add when tossing a bead like a frisbee, if you should or should not aim for small children or adults or anything in between, perhaps an adolescent. I'm excited to learn from the best.
Yeah, and I'm sure this speech will all be about throwing the beads and definitely not any safety rules.
Oh, float safety? Oh, I've been to Float Safety 101. That's fun. I'm excited for that part too.
You would be excited about the safety seminar.
Listen, safety is universal. Are you excited?
Dreams are coming true. I'm looking at how big some of these other groups are, and it seems like the goddesses are a small but mighty force.
The Pawnee Goddesses.
We're called the Pawnee Goddesses, and we're freaking awesome.
while a small group are representative of a singular great interest, and they are identical to us.
I'm not going to lie to you, Manfam. I kind of wanted to be on the Pegasus unicorn floats because that is my favorite unit in this parade. When you look at the parade, they've got the cool, like, sexy equestrian outfits and stuff. But now that I know what a true honor it is to be a goddess, and the whole parade does culminate with the goddess, not the whole new unit does culminate with the Mardi Gras goddess, it fits. I think it fits.
He has a lot of hobbies, but his favorite is watching paint dry. It's Goddess!
Here we go! And now I'm only throwing to people that have Slytherin merchandise on. Or Jaws. I like your backpack! I like your backpack! Yeah! Yeah!
That was just a good time.
That was so much fun. I do think I hit a kid.
You think you might have hit a couple.
But they seemed happy to have beats.
You know what? The silver lining is what's important here. It was also nice to be able to yuck it into the deep seats. I did enjoy having that roll on our float.
They told us not to do that. They also told us not to hit kids. So.
I mean, I threw it underhanded.
Yeah, they
This
said
is following the first rule.
the rules were underhanded or frisbee.
Or frisbee.
Try to look people in the eye before you throw so they don't get hit.
You know, if you did that, we might not have hit children.
It's not my fault they weren't paying attention. They liked the beads. That's the moral of the story there. I also was having a good time throwing them to people whose outfits I liked.
I did hear a lot of comments about there's like a nice backpack, and then I'd watch a bead fly out of my peripheral.
They had a Jurassic World backpack or like a Jaws t-shirt, and I wanted to reward their great sense of fashion.
It's very generous of you. And how did it feel for you, first time being on a parade?
It was really fun. It was like, especially because I've seen this parade multiple times now, and so it was cool to see it from the other way. It's very overwhelming when everyone's yelling at you and stuff, but what was really cool is that a bunch of the Man Fam was yelling at us, so that was probably the best part. People would be like, hey, come on out, and like waving at us and stuff. We'd throw beads, so that was really, really cool.
It was great for you to show out. It was a ton of fun to be able to be on a float. These floats are incredible, so getting to see them that close and personal was amazing. Just the work that goes into them.
I will say, you can't really hear it when you're in the crowd watching, but the goddess talks.
The goddess also giggles.
In a maniacal fashion.
Don't like that.
And
sounds like a demon.
She does a little bit. So overall, I thought this was so much fun. So glad to cross off riding a parade float off my bucket list. If you're considering doing this, I do think that unless you were already planning on spending the money to go to a sit-down restaurant like Cowfish, the $85 is steep. It was a little easier to justify when it was $65 when we booked it. So I think riding the floats is a must-do and a really cool way to experience this event. But unless you absolutely must ride a float and want a guaranteed way to do it, I think trying to sign up for that virtual queue is a better bet. Unless, again, you want to eat at Cowfish, which, you know, you might.
I wouldn't blame you. It's good food.
It's delicious. Well, friends, it has been an awesome night here at Universal Orlando and checking off another thing off my theme park bucket list. What's on your theme park bucket list? Let us know down in the comments.
In the meantime, friends, be sure to like and subscribe here if you're new and follow us on all of our socials.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it's been so magical.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
That was just so much fun.
Do you look different?
I mean, the spirit of Mardi Gras moves me. It moved me into this new shirt.
Oh, it's nice.